Hello. It's been a while. I recently have been through some tough times, so that's why I haven't posted, but I'm filming again and I'm super excited to show you this video because hopefully this will be my accountability video. This is a video that I've been wanting to make. I think I wanted this to be my first video, but when I was making YouTube videos, I was like, let me just get on to this later. So today, I'm going to show you my entire bookshelf of all the books I haven't read and what's on my TBR list. Basically, my entire bookshelf is my TBR. There are some books that I am going to get rid of, but it will be later because I'm going to gift them to a girl in a few months. She's out of town, so I'm gonna just wait until I give those to her. So I'm gonna just go by shelf and show you what is on my TBR. And I think I might slip in a clip of me showing you what I'm going to just get rid of, because some of these books have been impulse buys in the past and I don't really care to read them currently or probably ever. So I'm going to get rid of those and focus on the books that are on my shelf and get those all read. And then once that's done, then I can start purchasing new books and reading all of those. So if you will follow me, I will bring you to my bookshelf. Okay, so what you are currently looking at are some of my most recent purchases, which are going to be on this side, on the left-hand side here. My most recent purchase, which actually I didn't purchase this year. A friend gifted this to me. It's Don Quixote. I'm so psyched to be reading this. I'm pretty sure this year, I think I'm going to start it in the summer. I have no idea what my plans are yet for that one, but I do know I want to try to achieve reading that this year. What else? Okay. Something about the book of the month. I'm actually not a huge fan of book of the month. I get the idea of like finding new things to read, but it's definitely not for me. I'm not a subscription book girly. If I want to read something, might as well just like wait and get it. I'm no longer with book of the month, but I still have a bunch. All of these I have not read. None of this on here I have read yet. So some of these are mostly keep. So I just bought the 5 a.m. Club. I did break a rule and bought the 5 a.m. Club, Crime and Punishment, and which one else was it? Was Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. So those are my last purchases for this year. I'm not going to buy any more. But everything you see here, I plan on reading this year, hopefully. That's the goal. Most of these I want to read, except for the book of the months. I'm not really excited to read Dear Edward or Bringing Down the Duke, but we'll have to see. I'm more of a... I have a hard time with contemporary fiction. I don't know what it is. I just don't enjoy it. So this is what I'm going to be reading. Hopefully in the next few months are all of these books on the side here and some in the middle here. So I'm going to show you all of them that I want to read. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. Correct me if I said that wrong. Dopamine Nation by Anna Lembeck. I am a little late to this game, but The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. The Idiot, Elif Botman. I know what y'all are going to say about this. I didn't take the sticker off yet, but I will in a moment. The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller. Writing for Busy Readers. Communicate more effectively in the real world. Todd Rogers and Jessica Lasky Fink. I was in the process of reading this one, but this one is Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. Financial Freedom, A Proven Path to All the Money You Will Ever Need. Grant Sabater. The City of Dreaming Books by Walter Moores. There's that sticker again. Normal People by Sally Rooney. Voyage in the Dark by Jean Rhys. I am not 100% sure how to pronounce this name, so I'm just going to leave it here to show. It's The Shadow of the Wind. I bought this solely based off the cover. This is A Still Life by Sarah Winman. I'm super psyched to read this. It's The Cat Who Saved Books. Please forgive me, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's in a Japanese author. And I'd love to read Don Quixote. Like I said, I'm not really sure what I want to do with these book of the month books, so I'm just going to leave them there for you to check out. Now we're going to move on to the second shelf. So the books that you just recently saw were on top of my bookshelf. This is the first shelf of the bookshelf. So the books that I'd love to read on this book are People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is my first Emily Henry book that I'll be reading this year, or maybe next year. I'm not really sure. I don't know how many books I'll be able to read this year. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Cloud Cuckoo Land, Anthony Doerr. The Atlas Six, Olivia Blake. The Ringmaster's Daughter, Carly Shabowski. The House in the Cerulean Sea, T.J. Klune. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, Grady Hendrix. A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. This would be my first King novel, Misery. Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Emma, Burning and River Secrets by Shannon Hale. This is a series that's, I think, middle grade, but I really liked the first book, which was The Goose Girl. The Lake by Natasha Preston. Bunny, a novel by Mona Awad. Richard Osman's The Thursday Club. As you can see, I skipped a few books. These are the ones I plan on not really reading and giving up. 500 Words or Less. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Burning Glass by Catherine Purdy. I have all three of the books in this series, and I watched the movie and I don't plan on reading the books. Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. I'm not sure about this one. I might read it, but I most likely won't. So that's it for the first shelf. Now on to the second. Now, my more bigger books are on this shelf, so that's why it looks like I have less books. The Infamous Circe by Madeline Miller. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Night, Sleep, Death, The Stars by Joyce Carol. I think that's how you pronounce this book. Bloodleaf by Crystal Smith. I'm notorious for missing trends, so I've never read Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. I plan on reading this one. Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zuzak. If you've read The Book Thief, this is by the same author. Oh, it says right there. I've been seeing this book everywhere now all of a sudden. I'm not really sure what happened, but I bought this maybe 2 years ago, and I still haven't read it. It's The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Now, on to the ones that I most likely will just get rid of and not read. Bright Smoke, Cold Fire by Rosamund Hodge. This Darkness Mine by Mindy McGinnis. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The Blood Between Us by Zach Brewer. Sky Without Stars by Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell. And I Darkened by Kirsten White. The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Adith. Ada? I'm not really sure. Now we're going to move on to the third shelf. You already know I don't have any organization to my bookshelf. Everything's just everywhere. So as you can see, there's a few a sprinkling of fantasy and some romance books over here and some classics over here. So the first one on this shelf is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I'm really excited about this one. Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Now, a little story about this book. I've been wanting to read it since I've watched the movie Matilda, and I've been watching that movie ever since almost it came out. I've been wanting to read this, and I've put it off for way too long. Iliad by Homer. Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Emma by Jane Austen. Little Women, Louisa May Alcott. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Anna Karenina, Leo Tolstoy. Now I know this is random, but I'm just going to keep this in here. Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Eris's Guide to the Deception and Desire by Amanda Collins. I saw this years ago. Mosquito Land by David Arnold. I have no idea what it's about, but I remember seeing it and I bought it. So, funny thing, I already read The Love Hypothesis. I just didn't, I forgot I had 2 copies of this, so this is just gonna stay on here for now. Never Fall for Your Fiance by Virginia Heath. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hoggle. The Fastest Way to Fall by Denise Williams. The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. So these are the ones on this shelf that I probably will not be reading. I got this book a few years ago for Christmas and I found it really boring. I might try it again. Who knows? I'm not interested in reading this because I just bought this with the purpose of buying it and having a book on my shelf, along with the other 2 books of Jenny Han. Nothing against her at all. I just bought the box set and I'm not interested in reading them. Now down here is like most of these I'm not really excited or wanting to read. There's a few. I'm just going to go everything um and then tell you what I'm probably going to read out of this bookshelf. It's a little cluttered, so forgive me. The Red Queen, Victoria Aveyard, and Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. Aveyard, sorry. I can't remember if I bought this new, but this is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard as well. Aveyard, please excuse me. Everless by Sarah Holland. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. Cinda Williams Chima, The Flamecaster. The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. The Queen's Assassin by Melissa De La Cruz. All the Stars and Teeth by Idlin Grace. By Blood We Live, Glenn Duncan. And I don't think I've ever seen a bookshelf without these 2. It's Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. Thorn by Instar Kahini. This was a free book that I got at a bookstore, which was really fun. Tommy Adam, Children of Blood and Bone. Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. Heart Forger, Rin Chupeco. And this book is Cress. It's like the 4th book of the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. I really like Marissa Meyer. I just am not into sci-fi. I'm going to try to give this series another chance, but I got pretty bored after like the 2nd book. Now I'm going to show you some books that are kind of like here on my shelf just sitting, and these are just what I've accumulated over the years from my parents. So most of these I haven't read yet. I have to laugh about this one. This is just, my dad gave me this book and it just sits on here. It's just a skill book. Do Less by Kate Northrup. I have to laugh about this too. My dad gave me this one. Mental Math, Secrets to Mental Math. 7 Women and the Secrets of Their Greatness. Beyond Order, Jordan Peterson, 12 More Rules for Life. And The Right Side of History by Ben Shapiro. I totally forgot. I have 2 other books. Winter, which is part of the Lunar Chronicle series. And as you can see, I was in the middle of this. This was probably a few years ago, so I have no idea where I left off. This is The Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. All right, so that was my bookshelf of everything that I am going to read or maybe just give away. A few years ago, just like a little backstory, I impulse bought these, mostly all the books on the bottom shelf that you've just seen. I just went online to like this really discounted book website. I cannot remember the name of it, otherwise I'd tell you. Sometimes they will discount books if they're like slashed or torn or not like good quality to sell, and so they'll sell it for a much cheaper price. I cannot recall the name of the website, I'm so sorry, but that's where a majority of my books had come from. And I just had gone on a book buying spree and just mass bought a bunch of books just so that I could say that I was a book person a few years ago and just have it on my shelf. And now that I am truly a book person and I love reading, I feel not like this, I don't feel like this shelf represents me well and my personality well. So we'll have to see how it goes, and that's quite literally the reason why I made my channel, so that I can flourish and change my bookshelf and show my process, and see how it goes from there. So thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure, I've been really neglecting on what type of books I'll be reading for each month, and so we'll have to see what this month brings us. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you later.